we're in a really interesting spot in politics, right? We've seen 4 years of President Trump, then there was 4 years of Biden. Now we're back with President Trump. We're about a year in to his second term. Are there any trends that you're seeing that follow suit with Trump 1.0, or is there anything that's different that's surprising you?
I think this has been different in the sense that there's been a more aggressive stance towards, let's say, international aid, towards different forms of charitable work. And so what is happening is I think transparency is key, ensuring that organizations, must be transparent. I also think that if you think about one of the conditions of being a 501(c)(3) nonprofit is a nonpartisan agenda. And so being clear on the fact that a nonprofit should not and does not have a political agenda is really important right now because that is coming under attack. And so there has to be real focus on the causes that we care about, focus on advocacy, but not in any way falling into a political spectrum.
And recent polling shows that most Americans have a pessimistic view of the economy. Americans aren't feeling great about their current financial situation. Fewer people are expecting their incomes to grow. The cost of living it keeps rising. People's wages aren't rising with that cost of living, right?
Mhm.
And I know that you said most people, it's either status quo giving, some people are giving a little more. Does people's sentiment surrounding the economy, does that concern you at all about this year or the upcoming months when it comes to giving?
I think, we should be concerned about the economy. At the same time, there's a certain amount of giving does follow the market, and the market is still fairly strong, although there's uncertainty, right? And I think there's a little bit of a lack of confidence. But again, I think what we're seeing, again, if I look at our donor survey, what we saw in that was more focus on, I really want to make sure that I'm giving to a good organization. I may also, one thing that I was an interesting set of consistent comments was I'm giving to less organizations, but I'm giving more to the ones that actually really have impact. And so people are looking for results from the donations that they make. So they're really thinking about their giving as investments towards social outcomes. And so for the nonprofits out there, it's like being super transparent about the difference you're making in the world and the impact that you're creating through the donations that you receive. It's going to be really important because donors ultimately, you're making a gift because you want to see a change in the world. And if you're not seeing that, why would you keep giving? It's that simple.
I mean, that's a really good point. So, how do people even begin to navigate that landscape? Because let's say I'm really passionate about X cause. How do I know, hey, this is the place I should donate because I'm going to get more bang for my buck?
I mean, that's ultimately why organizations like Charity Navigator exist. I mean, the reality is causes grab you by the heart. Like something you care about something and you are in a position where you can't help but you've got to do something about it. Either it's something so horrible you want it to stop or so beautiful that you want it to go on forever for future generations. When you have that sort of emotional passion, like I want to do something about this, find the next step is finding a charity that's actually focused on it. So let's say it's something around education and education for as part of our society. You find, at that point you can go in and you can search. Use a platform like Charity Navigator to do an evaluation of the organizations that are actually focused on that work, and then look for the ones that really have impact. You can use our rating system, but you can also really see if I care about this one thing, does my donation actually lead to that result? People often care about, the financials. In other words, is most of my money going to the program? That's interesting, but what's more interesting is the difference that I seek to make in the world actually happening through the donations to this organization? Because then you know that you're going to make a difference with whether it's $100 or $1,000, that's where you want to put your money.